For the last 3 years, we've been travelling full time, living on the road, crossing borders non-stop, and visiting over 40 countries together. And after all of that, these are the 7 places we'd book flights back to tomorrow. We're talking about a European island with water so blue it rivals Greece. An island that's been voted the world's best island destination 11 years in a row, yet most people still have no clue what it is. A surf town where the Moroccan desert meets the Atlantic Ocean, and an island in the Gulf of Thailand that feels like Thailand 30 years ago. These are the 7 places that reminded us why we fell in love with travelling in the first place, and might just become your next favourite trip. So first one on our list is an island off the coast of Portugal, and honestly we just spent a week here and we were completely blown away. This island is called Madeira. Now, we only heard of this island about maybe a year ago. So
yeah, if even.
If even. I don't even know if Aussies know it that well, but yeah, it's off the coast of Portugal, kind of near Morocco and Africa. It was absolutely stunning. It's got the most incredible giant landscapes you have ever seen, just like mountainous hills everywhere and houses all over the place, and it's got amazing coastlines, it's got incredible hiking, really special. So the best time of year to go is from April through to about June or July. We went in June and the weather was perfect. One thing to know about Madeira though is that the weather is not always accurate on the app. Yeah, another thing to know is that it is kind of known to have a dangerous runway, and I was very scared going into it because it can get quite windy. The runway used to be a lot shorter. They've since extended it twice, and the pilots are specifically trained for this runway. So please don't be scared at all. You'll be completely safe. If you can't land, they always just kind of divert you back to Lisbon. So the island is also quite small. You're going to arrive in a place called Funchal, which is where the main city is, I guess, and the airport. But we actually wouldn't recommend staying here. You could for 1 or 2 days because it is, quite happening. There's awesome restaurants and things like that. But it's not very central. We actually stayed in a place called Ponta de Sol, and it's about 30-minute drive from Funchal. Another thing about Madeira is that it's quite small. You can kind of drive everywhere in about a day, which is awesome. You will definitely need a car. So hire a car in Funchal, drive and stay in Ponta de Sol, and this is a cute little beach town, and it's also the sunniest place in Madeira. Because of the big mountains, sometimes the sun can easily get blocked. So it's good to know that, and we definitely would recommend that. And then from there, you can kind of do your little day trips. So you can drive to a place called Porto Muniz, which has the most amazing rock pools.
Yeah.
We hung out there for the morning and took our own breakfast and absolutely loved it. Yeah. There's a place in Sexual, I think it's called, that has an awesome black sand beach that we found really cool as well. And then of course you're going to want to do all of the hikes. Book ahead though. We did not. We made this mistake and we almost missed out, or we did miss out on the famous one. It's called PR1. There's this big stairway to heaven or staircase to heaven that you might see all over Instagram and TikTok. And yeah, we did the start of that, but unfortunately we couldn't go any further because we didn't have tickets. So definitely book ahead.
Number 2, we're still in Europe, but a special island that we had never been to until very recently, and that is Sardinia. This is an island part of Italy, and it is absolutely beautiful. Such a beautiful coastline. And we stayed in a place called Calagononi, which is where we would recommend for anyone to stay. This is on the east coast in the middle, so it's a good base to go to the north and to the south. Calagononi is this town in amongst the mountains, and it's on probably the most beautiful coastline. Other than some of the beaches up in the north, the coastline, the Bune coast, is so blue and it's epic. One thing that you'll have to do while you're there is do a boat day or a boat trip. And you can do one where you drive your own boat or get a skipper or do a group tour, but you have to do this. Calagononi is an awesome place to do it, and you'll visit some of the best beaches along there, Calaluna being one of the most beautiful. Or if you go up to the north, you got the La Maddalena Islands. So this is a group of archipelago islands. Extremely beautiful. You can drive your car to La Maddalena or take your car on the ferry and then explore the island that way. Or you can do the boat trips, like I said before, and go visit all of the different beaches and stuff. The other reason why you should do the boat trips is because lots of these beaches are only accessible by boat. And so, if you want the private beach, beautiful European summer experience, that's the way you do it.
One thing to know about Sardinia is that the north and south are quite different. So the south is a little bit more like local and a little bit less expensive. Then you head up north and you've got kind of like the private yachts and the very bougie kind of area. That's why we loved Calagononi, because it was kind of in this middle ground. It was local, but it also had a little bit of like a fancy feel. So yeah, Calagononi was awesome.
Yeah, and one other thing is Calagononi was home to one of our favourite experiences, and you can do these all over Sardinia, but you can go to an agriturismo, and this is basically a farm-to-table restaurant where all the stuff they prepare is like local food, and you just get spoiled.
So much food.
Absolutely spoiled. Unlimited wine, a bunch of food, and you try everything. We did this one called Bakukadu, so agriturismo Bakukadu, in the south, and then we did one near Calagononi, which was called
Cordula Fully.
Cordula Fully. And the Cordula Fully one we would 100% recommend. Actually, both of them we would recommend, but the one near Calagononi was our favourite because it was right on the cliff and it was beautiful. Spectacular views. Food was amazing.
Yeah, and it's also just 40 to 45 euro per person, like flat fee, and then you get all of this food and unlimited wine as well.
Similarly to Madeira, in booking your hikes, you have to book your beaches in Sardinia. Some of the most famous ones like La Palesa, you have to book in advance, and I'll put the website to book up here, but you can actually catch booking 2 days before. So just jump online at like 9 a.m, book your ticket 2 days out from going to the beach, and then you'll be sweet.
Number 3 is where we are right now, which is a small surf town on the coast of Morocco. It's called Tagazout, and it is definitely one that you need to check out. It is very unique. I would say
rough and ready.
Rough and ready. It feels like we are kind of in the middle of the desert. Like there's dust everywhere. There's, kind of elements where it feels like we might be in like a war zone. I don't know. It kind of looks like that kind of rustic feel, but then you have these amazing cafes that pop up and these vintage stores and this awesome surf culture, and it's just really funky. So the best time of year to come is from October through to April. We are here now in July and it's very quiet compared to that busy season. It's still great. It's still warm. We love it, but there's just no good surf. So the reason people come here is because it is the surf capital of Morocco. So there's heaps of surf schools. There's heaps of opportunities to surf, every day if you want to, but the best water and the best swell is from October through to April. So that is going to be the peak season here. And I believe it is a little bit colder than it is now, because when our friends were here, they were wearing like jumpers in the morning and night at that time of year, but right now it's quite warm. So depends what sort of vibe. If you're not a surfer, it could be a good time of year to come now.
Yeah, it's still fun. Like we went and ventured to Tagazout yesterday and spent the afternoon there, and there's so much going on. If you like to skateboard, there's an epic skate park right on top of the hill. And what you would imagine Morocco or Marrakesh to be like, lots of little streets and restaurants and stalls. That's what it's like.
Rugs and like little knickknacks. Yeah, we loved it. And we had a really good meal last night at a restaurant called Restaurant Soul, I believe. And it was just like, it was 80 dirham, which is €8 or something. $15, maybe like €10 or something. And we got this like amazing bread and fish and sardines and big tagine, and we loved it. It was awesome.
It's fantastic. The local food's great. It's super affordable. It's a really, really cool place.
Yeah, it's definitely different. Like it's very different from like Sri Lanka or things. It's a lot more rough and ready, but it's awesome.
One of our favorite things though is they have built this massive esplanade. So this huge long walking track that goes all the way from Tamrat to Tagazout, which is quite long. It takes you about an hour and a half to walk, but it's extremely beautiful. And then they have decorated with flowers, and it's done really nicely, and it's right along the beach, and it's just makes it a really cool place to hang out. Number 4, we're heading to one of my favorite places in the world, Kerala, India. And specifically, we're going to look at Varkala first, which is a cliff beach town in Kerala. And it's something that probably a lot of people don't think about when they think about India is a beach town. But this one is so beautiful. It is on a huge cliff, and they have restaurants all along this cliff, restaurants and bars. and the beach is really, really beautiful. You'll see some of the best sunsets here because you've got that golden sand. And then they do a whole bunch of paragliding and surfing even there. We didn't surf. I don't know how good the surf would be in Barkala, but it's just a really cool place to go. The other thing is it's really known for its Ayurvedic and yoga scene. So if you wanted to do a yoga course or a retreat, then this is the place to go. And it's really kind of up and coming for Western tourists. The local tourists obviously know about it, but Western tourists are just kind of getting to know it. And if you are doing an India trip, this is definitely one you could add to your list. In addition to that, while you're in Kerala, there's so much you can do there. One thing that I would suggest you do is go to Fort Cochin and get a houseboat from there. These are these boats that go on the backwaters in Kerala, and you can stay on them. They cook you food, and the Indian food is incredible. So good. And then also go and stay at the Indian Summer House, which is Abby and I's favorite resort in the entire world. It is a real special experience, and not many people, especially from Australia and the US, know about it. So if you are heading there, make sure you add that to your list.
Number 5, we are heading to Central America, and this is a place that I have been twice, and I loved it so much the first time that I dragged Tice back there a couple of years ago at the start of our travels.
I'm glad. It was epic.
It was so good, and it's a place called Guatemala. Honestly, it's just so underrated.
There's no doubt.
There's a place in a town specifically called Antigua that is about an hour drive from the airport. So once you arrived, just jump in a car and head straight to Antigua. Stay there for a couple of days, maybe like 5 to a week, and it's just this beautiful, like kind of colonial style town. There's no high rise, it's all short buildings. It's got like cobblestone footpaths. Awesome food scene. We had amazing meals and like rooftop bars, and the best part is you can see live volcanoes erupting in the background.
It is wild. I couldn't believe it when we arrived there, and we sat on our terrace in our beautiful little accommodation, and then all around volcanoes.
There's just volcanoes erupting. Yeah. And you can also do a really famous hike. So it's called Asatanango hike, and I've done this twice as well. We did it with a company called Wicho and Charlie's, and they take you to one volcano called Asatanango, and you actually go to their base camp there. You do a bit of a hike. It's quite challenging, and then you stay there the night, and then you watch Volcano Fuego erupt all night.
That's a bucket list thing to do. It was more incredible than you can describe, because like at night time you can't see anything, and then you just see this lava blow out of this volcano. One thing to note though is they do some of these companies allow you to hike onto the live volcano, but I wouldn't recommend this because especially recently there have been large eruptions, and the people who have done this have been injured from that. So
aside from that though, you also do need to head to a place called Lake Atitlan, which is about a 3-hour drive from Antigua, and this is a beautiful lake again surrounded by volcanoes. And we stayed in a place called San Pedro, which is really cute. It's kind of got a Israeli kind of vibe,
it does,
influence, I guess. There's Israeli restaurants and things like that, and then you hop on little boats and they take you to these cute little towns along. It's kind of like Lake Como, like a little mini Lake Como.
You wouldn't expect this in Guatemala. I know I definitely didn't expect this in Guatemala. And then they have all these little restaurants and cafes. Each of the towns got its own little style. What was that one?
The San Pedro, which we stayed at, was kind of like the mainstream, and then you can head to a little town called San Marcos, which is like a hippie town. Like you walk in, it's got it's just a completely different world to the other one that we were staying on. And if you find this hidden cafe called Eagle's Nest, it'll take you on this like kind of ride wild up the hill. We got lost. We had to ask a guy to take us there. Took us like through all these alleyways and like broken fences and walked through, and then there's this amazing cafe that overlooks the whole city and the whole lake. It's called Eagle's Nest, and you can do yoga there. I believe you can also stay there, so it's definitely one to check out.
Number 6, we're making our way back to Europe, and we're going to one of the biggest islands, Crete. And this is a Greek island that a lot of Europeans already know Crete, but a lot of Australians and people from the US won't know Crete. Crete is incredible. We didn't have enough time in this island. We only had about, 10 days? One week. Only 1 week. So we only got to explore a little bit, but it already blew us away while we were there. We stayed in Pania, I think they pronounce it, and we would 100% recommend you stay here. This town has everything. We did a Cretan Tasty Trails food tour, and we would definitely recommend that. The guys who run it are awesome fun and super knowledgeable, and we got to try all the food, which is what Hania is famous for. They're famous for having some of the best Greek food in Greece. So while you're there, check that out. And then you can also drive around and go to the certain beaches or go and do hikes in these gorges that they have there. They have pretty much everything you need on a Greek island.
So the best time of year to go to Crete is actually in kind of the shoulder seasons of the European summer. So we would recommend like May, early June, and then also September, October. We were there early October, and it was a little chilly in the mornings and evenings, but the days were beautiful, and you're going to get like far less crowds. If you go June, July, like July, August, which obviously some of you will be because it is school holidays. We do understand that you can't travel outside of that area. But if you do have the flexibility, like avoid those peak months because it's so hot and it's just so busy. So yeah, the shoulder months are definitely the best time to go. And then last on our list, we are heading to our favourite country, of course.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be a list of 7 places to go without adding Thailand to your list. But maybe this is an island that you have not heard of before because, again, we hadn't really. I remember someone recommended this island to me right before we were about to leave our trip, and she said that, you know, this was what Thailand was like, 20 years ago when like not very many people were there. And this island is called Koh Kud. So it's actually on the other side of the Gulf near Koh Chang. And it is so beautiful. The water is like crystal blue. You've got white sand. It feels like untouched paradise.
Yeah.
Palm trees. It's quiet. And yeah, we just loved it.
Yeah. If you're there, it's crazy because when you venture to the other islands, the roads will be busy and all of that. Most of the time when we drove around on our scooter,
we were like the only ones.
No one around. And you go to beaches, even if you go to a beach that people know, there's hardly any people. And if you walk down to the left or down to the right a bit more, you've got the beach to yourself. Yeah. It is literally like a private island.
It was beautiful. So we went in October, I think, or November, and it was beautiful weather. But the best time of year to go is from like December through to April, and that's going to be like peak season as well. So it might pick up in terms of busyness towards the maybe like January, Feb, but still it's nowhere near as busy as the other islands. So where to stay, you can just stay anywhere on the island because it is so small. Just hire a scooter and you'll be able to zip around anywhere. But we would, if you do want to like lash out, we would recommend staying at a resort called Suniva Kiri. This is where we actually got engaged. We didn't stay here, but we found this famous restaurant, tree basket basket in a tree. Sounds weird, but we'll put some videos up. And they basically the restaurant is in a basket and they hoist you up into the air into this tree, and then he delivers all your food on a zip line.
It was pretty wild.
It's crazy. So Tice proposed there and he pretended that he dropped the ring and everything. It was a good time.
It was fun.
We had awesome.
the best night.
Oh, the food was amazing. Mango sticky rice, and like they give you champagne, and we just had the best time. So if you want to stay there, I think it is a bit bougie, but definitely. Otherwise, just try and check out that restaurant because it was super fun.
We'll be back and staying there, no doubt.
Sure. Yeah, we'll go back, definitely.
So that brings us to the end of the video. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. We've got a heap more videos coming up very soon. And also come check us out on Instagram here because we're very active on there and we answer everyone's questions on a Monday. So if you have any questions, shoot them through there, pop them down below, and we'll see you in the next one.
Ciao.
Cheers.